Hi everyone, it's Angie. So this has been a super long time coming, I know, and let's just get right into it. It is the latest video about all of my yarny things, and we're going to go over a lot of purchases and a little bit of what I've been working on, because I'm not so sure what I've shown you before and what I haven't. And honestly, what I've been doing a lot of lately is doilies, tablecloths, and I even started a new project that's going to take me probably a couple of years. I'm going to make a crochet thread bedspread. So I'll show you where I am with that, and we'll go from there. Now I am having a little bit of trouble today with my tripod. It is doing the dip on me, so I might have to adjust it at a couple of points as we're going along. If you lose me underneath there. But I apologize for that. I tightened everything up as well as I could, and it's still just slowly dropping. So we'll just have to keep adjusting as we go along, and I'm gonna have to get a new one. But I got everything out here already, and I wanted to do this today because we're leaving to go on our little camping vacation tomorrow. So I need to spend the rest of my day prepping the camper and getting ready. So I wanted to get this out there before that happened. So I'm gonna adjust again. Let's see if we can. There we go. We're okay for a minute. We're probably going to drop down again, but just bear with me. Technical difficulties. So let's get into purchases first and foremost. I've got quite a bit of stuff to show you. I made an order from Little Knits a while back, and they had some, they weren't really like, they called them mystery packs, but they were like a semi-mystery. So they had, you could order a pack. Let me grab my packing slip in here so I can tell you exactly what they're called. Yeah, mystery bags. So this one had 10 hanks in it, and I haven't opened the package yet. I opened the box, but I haven't opened the package, and I haven't felt this yet. So it was 10 hanks of the same yarn, but you didn't know what colors you were going to get. So I have heard Crystal on Bag a Day talk before about, that they do a pretty good job of putting together colors. And from what I can see from the outside of the bag with this one, they definitely have. This is called Nurture. This yarn is called Nurture. It's a 100% cotton yarn, and it is a 3-weight with 219 yards per hank. Made from the finest Peruvian tanguous cotton. Made in Peru. So, maybe I just get closer. Maybe I move my table and I just scooch a little closer because I'm sinking again. I'm so sorry about this, you guys. So this color, well, it just says color 23, but this cotton is the kind of cotton that I don't particularly care for. It's soft enough, it's very, very nice, but it's like nubbly, you know what I mean? It's not like a real smooth weave on there. And it looks like it's definitely, it looks like what they did is to put the plies together, they've got like a tightly woven ply around like a more looser ply, and that's what gives it that nubbly look. So in the bag of 10, which these were a really good deal. Let me see where this one is. Dun, dun, dun. $35.99 for 10 hanks of 219 yards a hank, which is a pretty good deal because it is really nice feeling yarn, and it's definitely enough to make a top. So I got 3 of this color, 2 of this nice cream tan color, 4 of this turquoise color, which this is a really pretty color. I like that a lot. And 1 of this kind of bold fluorescent greenish yellow color. So those would all definitely work in a project together if you wanted to make like a summer top or something, which was kind of my intention with ordering it. So that is the first thing that I got. I'm just going to throw them back in this bag here because I don't plan on getting to this anytime soon. And I like to keep, if a yarn comes in a bag, I like to keep it in that bag. It just keeps it from, you know, soaking up the smells of your house or whatever. Keeps the moisture out. I don't know. Maybe not so much, but that's what I like to do. All right, the second thing that I got, and this one I'm really excited to feel because they had some really interesting things to say on the reviews about it. Looks like I just have to tear the bag. Ooh, nice. Oh my gosh, this is soft. Wow, I wish I would have gotten more of this. This is a Mirasol Nuna. And it says it's a luxurious, extra fine merino wool and mulberry silk blended with bamboo sourced viscose. So it's 40% wool, 40% silk, 20% of the bamboo viscose. 191 yards per hank. And this color is called Sangria. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. This is a 2-weight yarn. So it's a sport weight. And I got 10 of these. And let's see if I can find 10 of these for $26. Is that right? Did I get 2? Oh, no, I'm sorry. 10 of them was $52. 5 of them was $26. So I got 2 packs of 5. And they just came in this bag of 10. But it's absolutely luxuriously gorgeous. I don't know. I'm probably, this would make a gorgeous sweater, wouldn't it? It would make an absolutely gorgeous sweater, but that's definitely, if I got 10 of them, that's approximately 2,000 yards, but of a sport weight. So, I mean, maybe with the right stitch, I could pull something off, or maybe something in a smaller size than what my chubby butt needs. But that is, they had raved on the site about how this was one of their softest yarns, and it definitely is. It's a very, very luxurious feeling yarn. It's really, really nice. So if you know, sure, it sounds like a lot, $52 for 10 hanks, but if you divide that out, that's like $5.20 a hank. That's really, really cheap. So maybe I'll go back on there and see if they have any more of this. A lot of times on Little Knits, they have really deep discounts, and sometimes I wonder if they're not like colors or lines that are about to be discontinued. So, you know, you got to take that into consideration when you're ordering. Sorry, I'm just going to try to tilt that again. Let's see if we can get a couple more minutes of me not having to bend over. Okay. Then I got, how many of these did I get? 10. Is this 10? Wow, this feels really heavy for 10. 10 hanks of this, and this is called, I gotta get into it first. This feels very heavy for 10 hanks. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to hurry. Oh my goodness. This is Cascade Yarns Serrata. 70% baby llama, 30% silk. And this is amazing. This is so nice. So there are 437 yards in this hank, but it's a very, very fine yarn. Does it say? It doesn't say on my packing slip what the weight is, and it doesn't say on here on the tag what the weight is either. But it's very fine. I would say that this is a fingering weight yarn, which would be a size 1. I'll just show you on my finger there. You can kind of see how small that is. I don't know, 1 or 2. That could be a 2 weight. But that's a lot of yardage. 70% llama, 30% silk. This is really nice. And again, this was another one of those, I made us crooked, sorry. This is another one of those mystery packs. This is really annoying. I'm so sorry. This is another one of those mystery packs where they chose the colors for you. So I got, looks like just one of that color. This color is, well, it just has a color number 16, like a burgundy. Then I got 2 of this beautiful brown color, number 1, like a camel color. That's gorgeous. I really love that. This stuff is super soft. 2 of this color number 5, which is like a light tan. It's got a fuzz on it. You can tell it's got the llama in there because can you see that halo on there? It definitely has a fuzz to it. 1 of this purple, color number 21. 1 of this blue, color number 12, kind of an aquamarine. 1 turquoise, color number 20, and 2 of this nice blue, color number 11. So these, again, they do a nice job, she said do, of putting together colors that would work together in a project. So you could definitely do something with all of those colors there. And that's a lot of yardage. That's a lot of yardage. So I don't have a project in mind yet for this, but it'll definitely be something special because this is some special yarn. This was a little steep. This was $76 for the 10 hanks. So, but still, if you calculate that out, $7.60 a hank, that's for 70% baby llama and 30% silk. That many yards, that's like that's a pretty darn good deal. And that's where you get the deal because you're getting the mystery bag and they're choosing the colors for you. But I think they did do a really nice job of choosing complementary colors. So I was willing to take that little risk. And it worked out. It worked out. But I don't have any idea for a project on that yet. But I'm sure I'll come up with something. It's gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Really pretty. Oh, you know what? How nice would this be? I have to make a baby blanket. This would make a gorgeously soft baby blanket, wouldn't it? And it would definitely be enough yarn. Maybe I'll think about it. That'd be a very expensive baby blanket, wouldn't it? But it might be worth it. It might be worth it. I gotta tilt us again. There we go. We're back in business for a minute. I'm so sorry about that. Then I don't know what I was thinking. I've got a note on here that they tried to email me and they couldn't get a hold of me. I must have missed the email. That they had a question about this next yarn. And they didn't charge me. It only shows 2 on here, but I find it difficult to believe that I would have only bought 2 hanks of something, especially 2 hanks so small. But it looks, I mean, that's all they charged me for was the 2. But we'll see. Ooh, this is not, oh, this is really nice. So this is the Mayu by Amano. 60% royal alpaca, 20% cashmere, 20% silk, made in Peru. I know what happened. I remember this now. That's what because I might not have been pronouncing that correctly, but that's what the tag looks like. It is 109 yards. It looks to be a 4-weight yarn. It's dyed by imitating the dyeing techniques used by the Incas. Interesting. So it does look to be, I mean, it's definitely a hand-dyed yarn. And it is, I mean, it's like butter. It's incredibly soft. This color is called Wild Cherry. And I think the reason I only got 2 of these now that I think of it is it was a little pricey. It was $14.99 a hank. But I have a friend who wants me to make her a cashmere sweater. She knows how much it's going to cost to make a cashmere sweater. And I wanted to try this out to see if this might be a possibility. Not in this color. She wants it to be blue, like a baby blue. But I loved this color, and I thought with this I could make a hat or some really soft mitts. So that's my plan there. I'm sorry my dogs are being a little annoying today. Well, hey, more annoying than usual. We have some tree trimmers out front that are like cutting along the ditch line, and my dogs are really interested in what they're doing. So they're kind of back and forth. But this is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. And for this fiber content, $15 a hank is a steal, because if you've ever been shopping for hand-dyed yarn, like in a local yarn store or whatever, you know how much those run. And so really, you know, this is about average, because you got to put two of these together to get, you know, the average, which is about 200 yards. So $30 for 200 yards. But for this fiber content of 60% alpaca, 20% cashmere, and 20% silk, that's not a bad deal. It's not, I mean, for what you're getting, it's expensive. Don't get me wrong, it's expensive. But for what you're getting, that's not a bad deal. And it is super, super soft. This would make a gorgeous scarf. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, of course, now they have to go drink and make slurping noises. I'm so sorry. Okay, so that's what I got from Little Knits. And I've had that sitting around for quite a while. I just haven't made a video in quite a while. So let me throw that back in the box so I can put it back in my craft room, along with all the mountains of other things. Okay, so now we're going to get to, let me see, I want to do this kind of in order. Oh, when Jeff and I went up north, we went up to kind of Traverse City. Well, we ended up in Traverse City. We started in, yeah, there we go. We started in Leland, then we went to Sutton's Bay, and then we went to Traverse City. And I went yarn shopping in Traverse City. And so these are the yarns that I found at the local stores there. So the first one, try to go in order. Okay, two of these are not like locally dyed, you know, yarns or anything, but they are some of my favorite brand of yarn. I have found that I absolutely love Blue Sky yarn. All of their yarns are magnificent. So this one is called Skyland, and it is a 210 yard of 40% Highland wool, 30% baby alpaca, 30% silk. And the color is called Meridian, and it is a worsted weight. No, it's not either. It's a DK weight yarn. Yep, DK weight yarn. But isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful yarn. I love Blue Sky yarn. Is it Blue Sky or Big Sky? They've got the tag. They've got their tag over it. I can't remember if it's called Blue Sky or Big Sky. Blue Sky. Blue Sky is the brand of yarn. If you've never tried any of their yarns before, I highly recommend it. I've used Blue Sky for some other projects in the past. I made a hat and a pair of mitts out of some Blue Sky yarn, and I absolutely love it. And it's very, very soft, very squishy. So to go with that, I got this hank of toasted marshmallow, 67% baby Syria alpaca, 22% fine merino, 11% bamboo. And this is, it's called brushed Surrey. So what it is it's stranded Surrey alpaca. I mean, mixed with those other fibers, of course, but I'm trying to get an individual strand out to show you what the individual strand looks like. Looks like that. So it's just this fuzzy stuff. And what I plan on doing is I am going to strand that with this to make a pair of mitts for my friend Susie. And I am going to also use this for the cuffs of the mitts. So it'll be, you know, kind of like a fluffy cuff on the end of the mitts. And I have the pattern and everything that I'm going to use all picked out. But I just thought that these looked just gorgeous together. And I love this kind of stuff. I mean, it's not for everybody and it is a little bit difficult to work with. You just want to make sure that you're using kind of a big enough hook and you're not doing your stitches too tight. Is what I have found works best, because then that allows for these fibers that are attached to really kind of give them the loft and the bounciness and the, you know, the fullness effect that you want it to have. So that's what I'm going to do with this. And I got this at a really cute little store in Suttons Bay, Michigan. So that wasn't, you know, it's not hand dyed or local or anything, which is what I kind of tried to do. Have you guys noticed that I'm kind of crouching down because I'm sick of messing with the, I'm sick of fighting with the tripod. So we're just going to go with this. I'm just going to crouch down and talk to you. Okay, then the other thing I got from that, which I am so excited about, and this was, I would have bought more, but this was the only one they had. This was the last that they had. This is from a company called Up North Yarns, and it's hand dyed in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and it is called Petoskey stones, and it is a superwash. I'm trying to find the specs here. It just says it's a superwash DK weight. It doesn't give me the whole fiber count. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's just 100% superwash merino then. 246 yards, which is a generous amount. And this is, the color is called Petoskey stone. And I just absolutely fell in love with this dye job. I think they did a fantastic job. Unfortunately, they did have some more of this in lace weight or a sock yarn, but that's just too fine for me to really, you know, do anything with. So this was the last one that they had left in the DK weight. But they do have an Etsy shop, and they do custom orders, or, you know, like if you wanted to get a large quantity for anything. So that's their Etsy shop, is Up North Yarns. And they had a lot of other really, really pretty colors too. So I would check them out because they were reasonably priced for hand-dyed yarn, and it is a very, very nice hand-dyed yarn. They did a great job. So that was at the Leelanau Fiber Works was the name of that yarn store in Suttons Bay. Then I went to another yarn store in Traverse City, and I didn't get anything. They were kind of high priced, and they didn't have any real special hand dyed anything, or locally dyed or any of that stuff. So, but they did have this Rowan cotton cashmere on clearance. And I actually have quite a few balls of this. It's a 50-gram ball, which equates to, oh, I don't know how many yards that is. And their thing is 137 yards of a 3-weight. And it's, I think it's 85 cotton, 15 cashmere. If you've never used this, and Rowan is a really, really good brand. If you've never seen this before, this is some excellent wearable worthy cotton. I'm making a summer top with this. I didn't bring it out here to show you guys. I haven't worked on it in quite a while, and quite frankly, it's under the table and I kind of forgot about it. But I was gonna run short of this color. I'm making it, it's gonna be a tri-color top. I have this color, tan, and a brown. They're barking at now they're gonna bark at the guys that are out there doing the tree cutting. I'm sorry. But, you know, I needed one more ball of this green, and they had it there. So I think that Rowan might be discontinuing this, but it's an excellent yarn. I really like it. It's really easy to work with. And then the last thing I got was at a different yarn store in Traverse City, and this one was kind of interesting. So we got the directions on maps to this yarn store, and it takes us outside of the city a little bit into this kind of like a neighborhood, like a suburban neighborhood. And then all of a sudden we go around the corner and we're faced with these big, like, institutional looking buildings. And we're like, what is going on? You know, what is this? It looked like almost like a college campus, but not as pretty. And so we're driving along following the maps, and it says that the yarn store is in this great big building. So we park and, you know, we walk up and we go in, and what it was this, they had turned this great big building into a shopping center with many shops and restaurants and that kind of thing. Well, then we find out that it used to be the Traverse City Psychiatric Hospital. So it was an old institution, psychiatric institution, and they had converted it into shops and stuff, which was really neat. So this place that was in there wasn't so much a yarn store that I thought it was going to be. Basically, they were selling already made items that had been made with the yarn. So, but they did have some yarn there, and the yarn all came from the alpacas on a local farm. It's called Crystal Lake Alpaca Farm. And you can actually go there and visit the farm and pet the alpacas and all that kind of stuff. And we didn't do that. It was a little bit farther away than what we wanted to go. But the yarn that they did have for sale, has the name of the alpaca that it was shorn from. So my alpaca's name is Malachi, and it is 200 yards of a sport weight 100% alpaca, and it's undyed. So this is what color he is. This is just straight from the beast. It's very, very, very nice. Nice and soft and squishy, and it's very, very pretty. But it is by far the most expensive hank of yarn I've ever bought. I'll just show you the price. I'm not even going to say it out loud. Yeah. But I just, I wanted to have one. I don't know what I'll do with it, but, I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out. So now I can't crouch as low as what the thing is making me crouch, so I'm going to have to adjust again. Sorry. Okay, there. Now we're going to be back for a couple minutes. Okay, now that brings us to the yarn crawl, the Mid-Michigan yarn crawl, and I did some damage on this yarn crawl. So we'll try to go store by store, but it kind of got muddled in the end, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I remember what came from where. So the first yarn store we went to was my local yarn store here in Saginaw, and I didn't get any. What I got there was they had these 5-packs of Universal Cotton Supreme DK, which if you haven't ever used it, it's a really, really good garment cotton yarn. A myriad of colors, just a total rainbow of colors is available. And they had this on clearance for a 5-pack for $40. So it is a 3-weight yarn, obviously, DK, 100% cotton, and there are 230 yards per hank. So it's going to go, quite a ways for you. And this color is called Current. And it's coming off a little bit more orangey maybe in this light, because I've got the natural light from the patio door here next to me. It's, it's definitely, I would say, a true current color, burgundy, purplish burgundy. It's a very nice yarn. So, and they were all sealed packs, or so you could, and they had so many different colors. If I would have had a lot of money, I would have bought a lot more, because Universal DK cotton is very nice yarn for using on garments. And in fact, that baby blanket I made, that might be nice out of this. Maybe I'll head back over there and see if I can get some in some baby colors. Good idea. Glad I thought of it. Glad I made myself think of that. Then we went out to the Thumb, which is, you know, obviously if you live in Michigan, this is the thumb. And we went to a little yarn store that I had never heard of before. It was called Back Alley Fibers. And they had a couple of interesting things there. First of all, we got this cute little bag for free, and it came with, I got some free knitting needles, which they're Addy knitting needles, so I'm sure they're, you know, nice knitting needles, 6.5 millimeter knitting needles with the cord. So, you know, if I ever want to try knitting, I've got that. Then they had, and I'm going to give this a try, they had these little books from Sirdar. They are amigurumi books, and they had a couple of different ones. See, there's different books that have different animals in them, but I chose this one that had the butterfly, the caterpillar, the ladybug, the snail, and the dragonfly. And I'm going to make the snail after my old dog Snail. So, hi Nate. Nate's up. So, what was interesting about this was that they recommended using these cute little balls of Sirdar yarn. It's called Happy, but it's a chenille, which I had never seen amigurumi made from chenille before. So I thought that that was, then they had some samples there that people had already done up. So I thought that that was a little bit different and cute. Now it doesn't give me a size on this yarn, but there's only 41 yards in this little thing, but you don't need much for the amigurumi, and I just needed these 3 colors for that little snail guy down there. So I'll be working him up some, you know what, maybe I'll take him camping with me. That might be a fun little project for while we're up camping. Oh, they also gave us a coupon in our little bag for 25% off your next purchase, which, that's a nice coupon. I also picked up, while they were there, they had a local, there's a fly in my house. They had a local hand dyer from very close by. Unfortunately, it doesn't give the location. Barb Murray's Classy Cormos is what, that's her card with the pictures of the sheep. But she had some hand dyed, which was also hand spun from her sheep that she has right on her farm. So I had decided at that point that that was going to be my goal for the day. My goal for the day was going to be, I was going to try to get as many locally hand dyed yarns as I could get. So I got these 2. Now this one is a 100% Cormo wool 3-ply sport, 250 yards. And it doesn't have a color on there because I think that she dyes in small batches. Oops, my hank came apart. It unhanked itself. Let me get that back in there. But I just thought this one was a beautiful combination of colors. There's a little bit of orange in there, some burgundy and mauve, and I just thought that was a really nice combination of colors. And then this one is a 3-ply worsted weight, 240 yards. So it's a little bit thicker of a yarn. But this color combo really got me. These are not colors that I would have ever thought to put together, the orange and the turquoise and the brown, but they're really fantastic. I think they really work. So I'm anxious to see what this is going to look like once it gets wound up, and what it's going to look like once it's crocheted into a project, how the dyeing is going to go. So those were just 2 local, this is like a farm that actually has the sheep, shears them, spins the wool, makes the, I mean, they do everything there. So that's what I got from Back Alley Fibers. Then we moved on, and this is where I'm gonna lose it a little bit. I kind of stopped keeping track. So the other yarn stores we went to, I did keep on with my desire to get, you know, local hand dyed yarns to an extent. I did get some commercial things too, but I did get some local hand dyed stuff. So this I got this from Stranded in Midland. And this is Reaction Yarns, hand-dyed yarn by Knitology, which is available, I think they have an Etsy store. In fact, I'm almost sure that they have an Etsy store. This is 100% superwash merino, 218 yards of worsted weight. And this color is called, oh, it's just got a formula number, 0138. But isn't that gorgeous? So Michigan fall. I mean, it looks like candy corn or a pumpkin patch. It's just really, really pretty. So the interesting thing about this is, I mean, this is as nice as any, you know, superwash merino I've ever felt as far as a base is concerned. And it came with a little adorable stitch marker attached. Dogs, go away. I am so sorry. Hey, get. But also, check out the price. For a hand-dyed yarn, that is cheap. And they had tons of colors. So I would check out their Etsy shop because this is an affordable, I think, way to get some hand-dyed yarn. So that was the one that I got from Stranded. The other one that I got from Stranded is a lady, I was just overheard the owner of the shop talking. They had quite a few trunk shows going on. And this was a lady that is just starting out. Her sister is kind of a well-known local dyer, but she's just getting going. And it's called Anomalous Mind. And she also has an Etsy shop. It's called Anomalous Mind. All one, you know, no breaks in the words. This is called Watercolor Sunset, and the base for it says it's a bubble sport. So again, it's kind of that bumpy, a little bit bumpy, but it's a sport weight yarn, so it's not so obvious. It's 328 yards of 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and check this out. I fell in love with all of her color combinations that she was doing in her hand-dyed yarns. Isn't that just so unique? So super original. So I got that. And then from, I think I got this in Bay City. Now I don't remember. So yeah, I did get this in Bay City. I have gotten quite a few things in the past from Adelaide Fiber Company. That is the hand dyer that's out of Charlotte, which is down by Mindy's house. And I wanted to get, and I've used her Rita worsted, is what she calls her line of worsted, the base that she uses for her worsted weight. It's 100% superwash merino, 181 yards. And this color is called Moody Blues. I just think that is so pretty. That fly landed on me. Gross. I'm just full of problems today, you guys. So that's what that one looks like. Then I did end up getting a couple of things that were, these are national, you know, brands. Still nice, but I had never, I've never worked with it before, and I have wanted to. This is from Araucania, and I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is called their Yumzel DK, and it's hand-painted cotton, 100% combed cotton, 218 yards of a DK weight, and this color is Desierto de Atacama. I'll put it in the screen so you can see. But this is what that one looks like. So pretty. So I'm going to make, I got two of these, and I'm going to make a bag with these. I think that these would make a really nice summer bag. I haven't found a pattern yet or anything, but that's my plan, is to make a summer bag. Then I could not resist this. This is, I got this at a store in Perry. I don't even remember what the name of the store was, but this is one of those cute little kits. Isn't that adorable? And it's from, I'm sure you could find this online, Needle Creations, and it's a crochet beehive kit. Isn't that just super cute? I love it so much. I just love, love, love it. I can't, so I think I'll take this camping with me too. I'm gonna leave it set aside. Yeah, I'm gonna take this camping with me too, because that would be a fun little, just small project. Then, also at the store in Perry, I got, these are also national brand yarns. These are universal. And this is called Bamboo Bloom Hand Paints. And the color is Pagoda. But look at this fun stuff. Isn't that interesting? And now this is a true roving yarn. They're calling this a size 5 bulky because the, I mean, you know, you've got these unplied parts of it, but then you do also have areas where it's very thick, tightly spun, and it's definitely, you know, small, like a sport weight. So it's a true roving yarn. This is 48% bamboo, 44% wool, 8% acrylic. But it is hand painted. And I got 2 of these. Did I say how many yards are in here? 154 yards. So there's 154 yards in there. And my idea with this was that I am going to find a yarn of a complementary color, or one of the colors that's in here, and I'm going to make a sweater, but on, I'm going to use this for like the yoke of the sweater, for just, you know, this neck portion, or maybe just like a stripe across the chest is going to be this, done with this. So that's my idea for this yarn. And I could even do like black, oh, that's actually a dark brown that's in there. That would be cool, because then this would really like pop, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I had to try this. I thought it was really cool. It's probably not going to be everybody's cup of tea to work with. I have worked with, you know, extreme rovings before, but this is probably the extremist of extreme rovings that I've ever seen. So there's that. And the last thing I got was not the last thing I got, but the last thing I got from that store was is a hand-dyed, commercially spun, 51% combed organic cotton, 49% bamboo. Oh, the June bug is going to come and have a seat by us. I'm sorry. DK weight, and this is, the color is Meadow, 245 yards. And this is from a company called Oh My Fibers. And what the lady who owned the shop, isn't it gorgeous? The lady who owned the shop told me, this was another trunk show item, that the Oh My is, those are the initials for Ohio and Michigan. And the daughter lives in Ohio and the mom lives in Michigan, right near the border. And they work together on this company and doing and hand dyeing the yarns. So that's why the name of their company is that. Then I went to our next last store, was Victorian Purses by Sue, which is a very local shop to me. It's just about 10 minutes down the road from me in a little town called St. Charles. And I just got commercial yarns there. I picked up 2 more Lion Brand 24/7 cottons. This is what I'm making, the Espiritu del Sol pattern, blanket pattern from Hooked on Sunshine, and I needed more goldenrod. So that's what this is. And 24/7 is, everybody, you know, it's a 4-weight yarn, 100% cotton from Lion Brand. And it's not, I mean, I wouldn't consider this like a really garmentable cotton, but it's going to be fine for my blanket. And it'll soften up. It's not the softest. But the other thing I got is something I've been wanting to try for quite a while, and wanted to, of course now she's itching her head. My life is a mess, you guys. So the last thing I got is something I've been wanting to try for quite some time, but I wanted to touch it in person before I ordered it online. And that is the Premier Hipster Cotton. So it is 229 yards of 100% cotton, and the color I have here is called Canyon Walls. It's a number 3 lightweight, but check out all the colors in there. It's so pretty. I mean, and this doesn't even, I got 3 balls of it. Isn't that gorgeous? And I wish I could show you, but I don't have my phone on me. Maddie made a bag using this exact yarn in this exact color, and it turned out fantastic. Um, it was like a squares, but they're like fancy granny squares that you put together to make a bag, and it really turned out nice. So I'm gonna copy her, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So that's the last thing that I got. So that was a lot, right? I kind of went a little crazy on yarn crawl day, but it was worth it. We had a blast. It was kind of funny because every time Mindy and I have been yarn crawling or fiber festivaling or anything to do with yarn, it always is, number one, a very hot day, and number two, it always rains on us every time. And this day was no exception. So we did get stormed on, and we did sweat. It was very hot, but it was fun. It was a great day. So we've got the Michigan Fiber Festival coming up the end of August. So you'll be seeing some more stuff from me then. And now I just want to take a few minutes because I've got a doctor's appointment I've got to get to. I didn't intend to talk your ear off here. I didn't intend to be on with you this long, but I just want to show you a few things that I'm working on right now, and then I will let you guys go. So the first thing that I want to show you is, I'll show you this doily. Now I haven't gotten very far, so it doesn't look like much yet. But this is going to be a 52-inch tablecloth, and it's going to get, this is just like the base circle. It's going to get much more intricate as it expands. So it doesn't look like much. And I'm just using number 10 crochet thread, which is what I always use. And I love the Artiste brand from Hobby Lobby. This is one of their big balls. It has like 2,700 yards on it. I prefer these. The other balls have 400 yards on it. So if you're doing a big project, you're going to have ends and all that kind of stuff. The other thing, this is another tablecloth that I'm doing, and I'm quite a bit farther along on this one. In fact, I've already gone through two 400 yard, that's the back side. Two 400 yard balls of it. But this is another tablecloth that I'm working on, and it is looking absolutely lovely. I love the pinwheel effect in the middle, and I love these little diamonds right here. And then we're going to come out with some more flowers and some pineapples as we get bigger and bigger. So this is going to also be I think this is a 54-inch tablecloth. And both of these two tablecloth patterns I found on YouTube from Crocheting with Joanna. Yes, I believe that's her channel name. She has a lot of really nice doily and tablecloth tutorials. So those are those two. I did another one. This is one that I've completed, but I have not blocked yet. And this one, I really liked the way it turned out. It is a tulip pattern. So rather than the pineapple, the traditional, pineapples, this is more of a tulip here. And this is again with the Artiste thread, but this is a mauve color. And I don't have the tag to tell you exactly what color number or whatever it is. But I think that, or rose, maybe it's like dusty rose or something like that. But I really like the way that turned out. Then I'm also in the same color doing another one, and this one is the bane of my existence. Because this is, and I really liked the way it was going, but it desperately needs to be blocked. And I've got an error. So here's what this one's all about. It kind of combines the elements of traditional doily stitches along with filet crochet. So in the filet crochet portions, you're making the picture of like a rose. And I don't know if you can really see it yet there because I'm not, quite finished with the motif. Yeah, you can. You can see the rose. So you've got, the petals or the leaves and then the petals up here of the rose. Here's the problem. So you have to, your repeat isn't symmetrical as you're doing your rounds. And I think therein lie the problem, because I've gotten to this round that I'm on now where I'm finishing up these filet crochet roses, and I'm off. I don't have enough stitches in this segment to complete my diagram. Yeah. So you know what I did with it? I tossed it to the side and started working on something else, because that's how I roll. But I'll go back to it. I will, because I really, really like how it's turning out. Then I have this little guy, and this little guy I'm thinking of abandoning. I really liked, and I don't remember the designer on this one off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But this little guy is very, very pretty, but maybe it'd be pretty in like a frame hung on the wall. I don't know how utilitarian it's going to be in terms of a doily on an end table for setting things like lamps and stuff on, which is what I like to use my doilies for. Because it does have a lot of popcorn stitches and a lot of ribbed stitches, and so it is very three-dimensional. So it just doesn't lay flat. But it is very gorgeous. I'll finish it. It's gorgeous. It is. Now that I look at it in the camera, it looks very, very pretty. So that is another one that I'm working on, again with the Artiste thread in just a yellow color. Another one that I am almost finished with, and I'm totally in love with this one, and I'm probably going to do this pattern again with some different colors. This is a pattern that was called Spring Leaves, but I decided to do it in a brown color and have them be autumn leaves. Is this guy, and again, not quite finished, but it needs to be blocked. But you can see the leaf patterns that are in there, and I just think it's gorgeous. Because, you know, while I love pineapple doilies, I think they're very, very pretty. I also like doilies that use patterns other than pineapples, just because they're a little bit different. So I liked this one that it had the leaves, and this one was really, really fun to do. This was another tutorial I found on YouTube, and you can just, I'm not sure who the designer was, but you could just look for Spring Leaves doily and you'd find it. So then that brings us to the bedspread project. So this is the bedspread project. It is going to be as many of these as I need, and again, has to be blocked, of this hexagon. And so then the hexagons will be joined, and then along the edges there will be half hexagons, and then fringe at the bottom of that. So I have purchased, because I didn't want to run into a situation like I ran into with making Sue's Afghan, where I thought I could buy the yarn as I went along, and then Hobby Lobby went ahead and discontinued the yarn that I was using. So I'm left with an almost Afghan and no ability to finish it because I can't get the yarn anymore. So I went ahead and I did purchase all the yarn, or all the thread that I would need to do a queen size Afghan. And let me tell you, it was a big box. I ordered it all from Hobby Lobby and it came last week, and it was a huge, heavy box of thread. We're talking 30,000 yards of crochet thread is what it's going to take to do this project. So calculate that out. It's a lot of thread, because each one of these petals or flowers consists of these petals that are, you know, multi-dimensional. These are all kind of like pinned down along the top. So there's a lot of bulk there, you know, there's a lot of stitching. One of these, if I work really hard at it, one takes me 3 days to finish with all the popcorn stitches, and this is all single crochet, and like I said, you know, very bulky. So it's going to take me literally years to get this, to do this project, but this will be an heirloom project. This will be something that my kids can pass down, and, you know, will hopefully be in my family for generations. So it's going to, you know, it'll be worth it in the end. And And I like it. I love it. I think it's very, retro. It's the patterns from 1944. It's very, I just think I love it. I think it's very cool. The last thing that I'm working on, and this goes back to another yarn that I didn't show you. I also, from the store Stranded in Midland, got 3 balls of this Circulo Whoopie yarn. That's what it's called, Circulo Whoopie. And it is a 100% mercerized Brazilian virgin cotton, 578 yards of a sport weight. And the color I have here is called Fire. Now, don't judge by just what you're looking at. This is all I have left of my 3rd ball because I am making a dress. And the pattern that I'm using is also one on YouTube, and it is from Anu Crochet, and it is it's called the petal dress. So this is what I have gotten done so far. Did I say that it's a sport weight? I think I did. So it's getting a little bit heavy. She used a 4-ply fingering weight yarn, so this is going to be a little bit more dense than the one she showed, but this gives a little bit more accurate representation of what the colors of the yarn are, and I love them. I think they're just so pretty. Some of my favorite colors, the orange and the brown and the deep red, the brick red. So the way this dress, and you're probably thinking, that doesn't look like a dress. Well, not yet. So the way this dress is worked is you start with the bodice up here and then work down the skirt, but then at the end of it, we're going to add straps to the top up here. So that's, that's how that's going to work out. But this is 3 balls of that. So I've already got quite a bit, or almost 3 yards, or 3 balls. So I've already got quite a bit of yarn into this, and it's not even, knee length yet. So I'm going to need quite a bit more of this, I can see. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook. I probably could have gone up a hook size, but I didn't want, having it be a dress, I didn't want it to be real holey. You know what I mean? The way I have it right now, it's nice and compact. The stitches are nice and compact. So, I'm definitely going to wear something under it, so that's not going to be an issue, but that's where I'm at with that. I was even thinking of maybe just not doing it as a dress and maybe doing it as a skirt that I would wear with a belt. Maybe get away with using a little less yarn. I don't know. We'll see. But this is what I've been actively working on for about the last week or two, most of the time. So, and that is all I have for you today, folks, after an hour of me rambling. So thank you for putting up with my annoying tripod, and thank you for being patient with me while I got to doing this video. But now I have to go to the doctor, then I have to go pack the camper, and then we are going camping and canoeing. Woohoo! So I hope that you guys have a great week. I will miss you, and I will see you on Friday on Mindy's channel for our crochet along. And if I don't see you there, I hopefully will see you Saturday on my channel for my live. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye everybody.